Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Honestly, I don't even know what the name of my channel is. I don't think it really needs one. Like, I was calling it Natalie's Vitality, then I was calling it The Loco Coco, which is like the name of my actual business. And now I'm just gonna say welcome to my channel, and it's just gonna be me here talking to y'all because, I don't know, it's gonna be a lot of things, so I don't feel like it really needs a name, whatever. So, here I have my tea. It's super cold and rainy outside. Like, look at this. Ooh. It's that time of year, y'all. It is that time of year where I just want to stay in the house and cuddle up under blankets and drink tea and eat and hibernate. So this video today is about self-care, and I've done a video before about like just choosing self-love and choosing to love yourself, but in this video I'm going to give you like an actual concrete 5 things that I do to take care of myself. Some of them are like just changes in your behavior and changes in your environment, but some of them are also little things that you can actually do during your day or do once a week, or you know, however you fit it into your schedule. And it's about what really works best for you. I think that this time of year in the winter is a really important time to engage in a lot of self-care because, like I just said, it's cold, it's rainy. A lot of us have to deal with seasonal depression. I'm one of them. So this time of year is when you want to become really good friends with vitamin D and St. John's wort. Those are 2 supplements that help a lot with just your mood and how your mood is affected during these changes in season and kind of the absence of so much sunlight. And I really recommend them. They help me a lot. This year's definitely been a tough one for sure, and I know that a lot of my friends feel that too. So like, if you know somebody who is suffering with seasonal depression or depression in general, just, you know, be someone for them to know that they can openly talk with. Sometimes it's difficult, especially, I know for myself, I'm somebody who is pretty much always happy, always in a good mood. And so sometimes it feels like you have to live up to this standard of, you know, being this one type of person, how people view you. But it's okay, like it's really okay to not be okay and to know when you need help. So I just suggest talking to your friends, and you would be surprised like how many people understand what you're going through. So, little tangent there. I can do a whole other video on that if you all want. Just like comment if that's something you're interested in. But today I want to talk about my 5 self-care secrets. And they're not really secrets, obviously, because I'm sharing them with the world. But they're just, you know, 5 things that you really want to be aware of, and different things that you can do to really build up that self-care. I'm a huge proponent of self-care and the fact that you cannot pour from an empty glass, meaning that if you're not taken care of, if you don't have that inner peace, if you're not happy with yourself, it's gonna be really difficult to engage and interact with others and to really like create the reality that you want for yourself. So you need to take care of yourself first. So that being said, I'm gonna go through my 5, and then I also asked my Instagram followers what is something that they do to take care of themselves. And I wanna share those with you guys at the end because I think that we can help each other out, you know? Self-care is hard sometimes, like, especially if you're a person who constantly wants to do things for others and serve others and make others happy, and you're working all the time, you just have a busy, crazy life. It sometimes can feel difficult to understand where you need to fit in that self-care. So I'm gonna share those at the end because I think that if it works for one person, then most likely it's gonna work for somebody else too. So, all that being said, let's get started. The last time I made a video, it was my 5 kitchen staples, but I can't count, and I actually did 6, and it was just a mess. So today, I have notes so that I can stay on track and not mess up my 5. Okay, so the first one, this is kind of a change in your environment and the people you're surrounding yourself with. So my number 1 self-care tip is to surround yourself with like-minded people who are invested in you, who are invested in your growth, who you are having an equal exchange with. And when I say equal exchange, I mean that the energy that you're giving to them is being returned back onto you. I think that's really important because sometimes I know I've spent time with people and I call them energy vampires because they suck the life out of you. And like you walk away from that interaction just really drained because it was such an unbalanced interaction. And that can really be taxing on us and exhausting. So for me, it's really important to have people in my circle who understand me, who I'm comfortable around, who I can be myself with, who, like I was saying earlier, I can ask for help if I need help, who I can like cry to, who I can laugh with. And of course, the different people in your circle, they may serve different purposes to you, but it's just important that what you're giving is being reciprocated. Because that right there is gonna make a huge difference in how you feel. Because if you're spending time with people who don't understand you, they're on a different wavelength than you, and maybe, you know, they're not where you're at, or you don't share similar values, you're gonna be walking away from those interactions just drained. And so that right there, like that's depleting the care that you take of yourself. So that's my number one, is be around people who are reflections of you, like for real. It's so important, and it's okay to grow out of friendships. It really is. Like, don't stay friends with somebody just because you feel an obligation to them. It's okay to know when those ties need to be cut, and it doesn't need to be like a dramatic end of friendship, like I'm cutting you off. It's just sometimes we grow apart from people, and that's okay. So I'm gonna try not to make this super long, and I don't wanna go off on crazy tangents, so I'm gonna stop that there. But that's the first one, surrounding yourself with people who are reflections of you, who are like-minded, and who you are having equal exchanges with. Number two is treat yourself. Like, really treat yourself. And there are so many ways. Let me fix this. Let me sip my tea before I go on this tangent. It's hot. There's so many different ways that you can treat yourself. And again, totally depends on what you enjoy for yourself. Like, for me, I treat myself by getting a massage once a month, and by getting things like pedicures here and there. Honestly, treating myself is spending a little extra time maybe in my bed on a morning where I'm able to. It can be little things. Taking myself out to lunch is something I love doing, and that's like a couple of years ago, not something I would have ever done. I would have major social anxiety and feel like everybody was staring at me or judging me if I were to go and eat by myself. But now it's an act of self-care, and like just buying myself a meal, oh my gosh, this hair, and enjoying it with myself, and taking moments to appreciate the food and the ability to purchase this food and spend this time with myself. It feels so good, and it's important to take those moments on our own, like to have that sense of independence and empowerment. It's amazing. So find out what for you is treating yourself. And I know that sometimes like that's a financial concern for us, right? But the way that I look at it is, if you are constantly working yourself and running yourself dry, and you're emotionally and physically, spiritually, mentally exhausted, then sure, maybe you're accumulating material wealth and your finances are looking more secure, but you're paying in other ways. Because if you're spending all this time making money, but you are just exhausted, and you're an exhausted human being to the point where you don't want to go out and do anything fun, you don't have the energy to read a book, I mean, you don't have the energy to like work through your creative processes, whatever they may be, whatever your passions are, because you're so exhausted, then to me, like, that's paying in a much more significant way than money. So yes, I'm financially spending like material wealth when I'm going to get my nails done or going to get a massage, but that then gives me this like sustained energy and this sense of self-care that I just feel more powerful, and then I'm able to accomplish more that will then attract that material wealth in other ways. I hope that all makes sense and that you all are following me. I know it's kind of a lot and kind of a different way of thinking, but that's how I live my life, and I'm very happy doing that. Self-care to me, that comes first. So just try to shift the way that you think about paying to do these things for yourself, and think about it as an investment into your own well-being, which is then going to return back to you in other ways. Okay, let's stop that one there before I keep going. Number 3, let's see. Like I said, y'all, I need to make sure I stay on track. Okay. Number 3 is setting aside time to work through your creative processes, your passions, your art, whatever that is. So for me, I have a few. You know, one of them is cooking, probably if you've watched my other videos or if you know anything about me. Cooking is absolutely one of my favorite art forms, and making sure that I have time throughout my week to create different meals or use different ingredients, that's really important to me, and I always make time for that. I really like to draw and paint. Like, I'm not an artist when it comes to, you know, painting or drawing by any means, but it's just fun, and it's just a release, and I really enjoy it. So something I want to do is go get canvases and paint and paintbrushes and just paint, just to have that creative expression and see like what comes out of me and is manifested in a physical form. I think is a really beautiful thing. I also love to write, so stories and poetry, taking that time to write, to make videos like this, that's another creative expression for me. So just setting aside a time in your week to make sure you're doing what you genuinely enjoy doing. So maybe if it's an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, like an hour every other day, you need to figure out how you can fit that into your schedule. And once you figure out how you can fit that into your schedule, you're gonna find that you're just flowing more. You have more of a mental clarity, like throughout your days in general. It makes a huge difference if you're allowing yourself that time. So I highly suggest it. So that's number 3. 4, okay, this one is huge. Books, learning, like constant reading, learning in whatever form that takes for you. Highly, highly, highly suggest it. Like, okay, so this is my tip to you all, is to always keep a book on you at all times. Always have a book. So I use this little backpack as my purse, so it's great because I can fit multiple books in here if I want. But just in your purse, or if you're a man, maybe you have a man bag, or just keep a book on you, because you never know when you're gonna be stuck waiting somewhere. There have been so many times where I'm stuck somewhere waiting for whatever the reason may be, and I'm so thankful that I have a book on me at those times. I love reading. I am a book hopper. I read multiple books at once, and I have no shame in that. And then if you don't have a ton of books, or you're not a huge reader, you can get audiobooks. Audible's a great app for that. You can also listen to podcasts. I have a ton of podcasts that I like to listen to as well. But just always make it so that if you have some free time, or if you're waiting somewhere during your day, or have some downtime, you can learn, like absorbing new information and then putting it into practice, or using it to create dialogue and conversation among your peers. I'm telling you all, reading and just absorbing new information is one of the greatest catalysts to growth that there is. I can't tell you how many times I've read something in a book that has just like opened up a whole other path for me to go down, and it's a really beautiful thing. I'm just a big book proponent. So I just have some books here that I wanted to share with you guys, but like these are just some of the books that I'm reading right now. This is like 3 of them, but I want to suggest just like 2 books if you guys are just getting back into reading, or maybe you don't make time for reading. This one is a huge one. This is called The Alchemist. Highly recommend this. People have been telling me to read it for years, and I never had. I actually just read it for the first time recently, and I loved it. I mean, it's just really good. It's it's like spiritual fiction in a sense, and it's about a boy who he just goes on this whole journey to discover his personal legend, which you consider as kind of your life's purpose. And it's really relevant. It's relevant and pertains to all of us. So read this, awesome book. And then The Law of Attraction. This is really good too. If you're not familiar with the Law of Attraction, it's essentially, just on basic terms, is the notion that whatever thoughts dominate your mind in the forefront, whatever you put your attention on, that's what you're gonna attract. You're gonna attract those types of people who you concentrate and focus on attracting into your life. Same thing with different opportunities, even with things like financial aspects of your life. So on the contrary, if you focus on the negative, or you focus on your lack of financial security, like those things, they're not gonna get better, they're gonna worsen, because that's where you're focusing your attention. And there's a lot more to it than that, but it's really great, and it'll really shift your perspective. So highly recommend these two. I have a lot of books that I read, so I'm not gonna go through all of them because this video is already very long. But yes, and so that's number 5. Always keep a book on you, or have a podcast ready with headphones or an Audible. Just keep learning, because that's a huge part of self-care, is facilitating your own growth and your own involvement. Like, you can't expect other people to grow you. You need to find things that will grow yourself, and you're gonna feel better. You're gonna have more knowledge that you can apply to your daily life. And I mean, who doesn't want that, right? Okay, let's do the last one, and then we're gonna get to these Instagram, what you guys said on Instagram. So the last one, and I already kind of mentioned this before, at the beginning when I was talking about like seasonal depression, but it is not to be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help. And when help is offered to you, if you want it, say yes. I can personally say I have had the most difficult time with this. Like, it's something I'm still working on. I think it's a combination of being a Virgo, as well as being raised by a strong-ass, amazing single mother. I've just grown up being very independent and having this kind of mindset where like I need to be this strong, independent woman, and I need to do everything myself. I can get it all done myself. I don't need help from anybody. But in reality, and something that I'm learning, is that when we can collaborate with others and we can allow others in to help us achieve our goals and, you know, help us create that reality that we see for ourselves, then shoot, like the possibilities are just limitless. They really are. And so if you're feeling, say you need help on a project, you're trying to figure out how to start a business, you're depressed, like if you have that ability and you can let go of your ego, let go of your pride to ask others for help and to like allow that help to come in, then you're gonna see a huge change in yourself and in your life. I mean, it's a game changer when you're able to shift that perspective. I also had read something, I can't even remember, who knows now what book that was in, but I read something that said when you reject somebody else's help, not only are you doing a disservice to yourself, but you're doing a disservice to them too, because if somebody's offering you help, it's because they want to help you. And so by saying no to them, that's disservicing them. And when I was able to shift that perspective, I was like, oh shit, I need to let more help in. I really do. Because like, I know for myself, when I offer somebody help, I genuinely want to help them. And I genuinely think that, you know, my service to them can help them achieve what they're trying to do. And that fills me up, you know? And so I realized that when I say no to people, I'm hurting them in the same way that I would be kind of hurt if someone rejected my help. So yeah, I really suggest allowing people in and to help you in that way, and to ask for help when you need it. Because we're all here for each other. We're all connected. And so That, I know that doesn't seem like a self-care tip because it's not something you're doing alone, but it really is taking care of yourself, because otherwise you're pulling yourself and exhausting yourself in so many directions, and there's no need for that. You don't need to be doing that when you have resources, living in beings that you surround yourself with. So yeah, that's number 5. Help. Ask for help if you need it. It's okay. And if you tell people you're good and you don't need their help, they're gonna believe you, because why wouldn't they, right? All right. That's my 5, not 10, just 5. That is my 5. So that being said, we are gonna go to Instagram. And if you guys don't follow me, sorry, someone put a really nice comment on my photo. If you guys don't follow me, you definitely should. My Instagram, my personal Instagram is Feed My Soul. That's where I ask this question to my people. And then my business Instagram, where I cook and do demos and catering, is at the Loco Coco _. So follow both of those. All right, so let's see here what you guys said. So my question was, well, I said, rise and shine. What's one thing you do to take care of yourself? So let's see what you guys said. See all. Okay. So one person said that they frequently exercising and meditation helps clear my mind and keeps me at ease, as well as a cup of hot tea before bed every night, something I look forward to throughout busy days. Yep, could not agree more. Exercise is a great way to take care of yourself. It has so many health benefits, not just physically, but mentally as well. Spiritually too. Like, you work from the outside in and the inside out. It all affects one another. So yes, exercise and meditation, and obviously I'm a big hot tea proponent too. And speaking of tea, somebody else answered, drink a nice cup of hot tea frequently. Same. Tea has so many benefits, you guys, and depending on what herbs you have in there, it's gonna impact different parts of your body. Like right now I'm drinking turmeric tea, which is really great for inflammation, and I love it. This foolishness, somebody said mustard baths, which I think is a joke, and if it's not, I'm sorry. No offense. Do what you do. Someone else said, read positive quotes. # mental health. Yeah, again, like reading and learning and being inspired by different words that you read is an amazing way to take care of yourself, and making sure that you are receiving information that is going to benefit your existence and not have like negative emotions resonating with you. That's not what you need. You want to constantly be putting things into yourself that are going to facilitate your growth and your well-being. So just think about the things that you listen to, the music that you listen to, what you're scrolling on Instagram, what news are you reading? You really want to think about these different components in your environment, because everything around you has a huge effect on you and your well-being. So yeah, I really like that one. Another one is cook a lot of whole foods, in parentheses, thyroid problems, and dance alone in the kitchen. I love it. Yes, whole foods. We should all be eating whole foods. The more real your food is, the better. Seriously, you guys. That's something we should really all be doing. I try to eat as many whole, real foods as possible. The less ingredients, the better in everything that you're consuming. Make sure you can actually understand what's on your packaging. And of course, you guys know I'm a huge foodie and cook a lot, so that's a big one. And absolutely dance alone in the kitchen and listen to some loud ass music. That always a fun time. Make yourself laugh too. Like, have fun with yourself. My other friend said affirmations, meditations, and drink water. Love it. And then one more, because I know this video is really long, you guys. If you watch the whole thing, wow, impressed. I can't read the whole thing. Hold on. Why can't I read the whole thing? 1 second, guys. Showers, and after I rub jojoba oil all over my freshly shaved legs. Ooh la la, girl, yes, get it. And lavender essential oil on my neck. I'm so glad that's the last one we read. That was such a good one. Yes, so let me just say that I turn my showers into meditation, and I highly recommend this, because if you think about it, sometimes our shower during the day is the only time that we spend by ourselves alone, when we're not out running around doing a bunch of things, or even it's the only time we spend where we're not on our phone, we're not typing anything, you know, we're not working. We don't have to be working when we're in the shower. A shower should be a time of peace and rest and meditation, rejuvenation too. So I shower in the dark, and I'll either shower in the complete dark, or I'll just light a candle and shower and play music. And I use that as a time to meditate, to clear my mind. If my mind drifts, you know, like, I recognize that that thought is there, but then just bring it back to where you are presently. And then I love not having my sight when I do this, because it forces me to use my other senses, and it's just cool. Like, it's a good time. And then also, like this person, yes, to oil and lavender essential oil. I moisturize with, I mix almond oil. I put probably like quarter-sized amount of almond oil in my palm after I shower. Like 3 drops of lavender essential oil. I rub it on my face, my whole body, and it feels so good. Taking that extra time to moisturize, or do your hair, do your makeup, just pamper yourself after your shower. Oh, game changer, you guys. Game changer. And just fall in love with yourself, and do right by yourself and your body, and tell yourself you're beautiful, because we need to take that care of ourselves, and we need to reaffirm ourselves. Yeah, it's great when other people do it, but at the end of the day, like, you spend the most time with yourself. You are always with yourself. So just love on yourself. All right, guys, I know this video was super freaking long. I got a little carried away. I love talking about this stuff and taking care of ourselves. So my apologies if it was too long. I want to thank you guys. If you did bear with me and watch this whole video, I'll be like, whoa, amazed. If not, it's okay. It really is. And aside from that, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to continue to put out new content every Friday. It's going to be a mix from doing talking videos like this to recipe videos, kitchen stuff, supplements, health stuff. And if you have anything that you specifically want me to do a video about, please let me know. I'm going to Nashville next week, and so I think I'm going to do my first vlog. I don't even really know how that whole vlogging stuff works, but we're gonna figure it out. But I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, or if you enjoyed me, then you should definitely thumbs up the video. You should subscribe to my channel. You should tell your friends to subscribe to my channel. And I think that covers everything. I already said follow me on Instagram. My personal is at Feed My Soul, and then my business Instagram, where I post a lot of food. If you're interested in plant-based deliciousness and events that I do, definitely follow that page. And that is at @thelocococo_. All right, you guys, peace and blessings. I hope you have an amazing day and amazing week, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Peace.